This question was recently posted on one of the hip support groups. They said, "My surgeon said I don't have to do any prehab exercises before my total hip replacement, but I've heard others say that they did them and that it helped them a lot. So what do you think? Did you do any prehab? Should I?" So I had to give this a little bit of thought because my total hip replacement was almost 2 years ago, and I thought, what would I do differently, if anything? And the first thing, I guess, is I did do a lot of prehab. I tried to make sure I was in great physical shape before my total hip replacement. But I think I might have done things a little differently. So, number one, I don't think I'd worry about exercising the muscles in my hip and my legs quite as much as I did. I've actually heard people say that they sometimes will have trouble during their surgery because their muscles are too big and it forces the surgeon to work around more or cut more. So, that's a bit of a risk. I would definitely do things that I'm going to expect to be doing after my surgery. So, for example, I've never walked as much as since I had my hip replaced. So, I would definitely do more walking before surgery, assuming that I can do that, in order to acclimate my body to a lot of walking. The other thing you really need after total hip replacement is upper body strength, because there are a lot of things you can't do with your leg, and you need to use your arms and your upper body strength to compensate and to allow you to do those things. The other thing I would definitely do is practice the things that I'm going to have to do after surgery. So, for example, things like using crutches, because if you have armpit crutches, your armpits are going to get sore really quick and your forearms are going to get sore from operating those crutches. So, practice going around the house and using those things for a couple weeks before your surgery so that after your surgery, everything goes smoothly. If you're a side sleeper like I am, then you might want to practice sleeping on your back because after surgery, it's going to be kind of painful to sleep on your operative side. I was technically allowed to. My surgeon said it was okay, but it was pretty painful. And so for the first couple weeks after surgery, I was not able to sleep on that side. That meant that I slept exclusively on my other side because I couldn't sleep on my back. And what happened was by sleeping all night long for a couple weeks on one side, I actually had some problems in my elbow and in my shoulder on that non-operative side. So it'd be better if I wasn't doing that. So with perfect 2020 hindsight, I think that's what I would do differently if I were to do it all over again. So how about you? Did you prehab before total hip replacement? If you did and you had to do it all over again, what would you do differently?